Greetings, everyone, and thanks much for joining us. It's good to get started again, and it was good to get the team out there to put the jerseys on and get used to playing against somebody else, and giving us just a little bit of a sense for who we have, what we got, and where the season might be going.
Coach, Juliane Evans looked pretty effective out there today. She missed most of last year, of course, gets the goal, obviously. What are you looking for her from this year? It's a pretty big year for her and her development, it seems.
Yeah, she's one of those players who's a talented offensive player, can do different things, not only with her hands, but with her size and her understanding of, how to make plays. If there's one thing we're looking for her, it's just, the consistency in probably endurance conditioning. But again, she can help any line. She can play the right side, play the left side, and you don't really see a difference. She should be somebody who's helping us on the power play as well, because she shoots a puck. So we're excited. When she's been here, she's put up points, and we expect that again.
Hey, Coach, good to see you. Congrats on the win. And then Liv Hague looked great in the first couple periods, and then obviously got rewarded with her goal there. So as a freshman, what do you guys are looking for her role to be this year? And what did you see from her this afternoon that might translate into the actual season?
Sure. And this today, because you had 4 lines and 4 sets of D, you had a little longer sometimes, in between shifts. But the good thing with Liv was that she scored a goal, and that always gives you a little bit of confidence. And ultimately, that's what you're hoping for with the freshmen, is that they get some confidence. The systems aren't very much different here than they were where they've played. I think there's more attention to detail at this level because, in high school, you're able to freewheel a little bit. You're one of the best players out there. And while you're still a talented player here, there's a lot of them around you. And so as soon as you can understand where you're supposed to go and then just bring the game that got you here, the better off you'll be. But all too often, when you add, the pace of the play, the strength of the kids are here, the new surroundings of BU and this league, the academic rigors, et cetera, it can snowball a little bit. So when they get, and if they get comfortable, that's going to be the thing that'll be really kind of fuel their success.
Hey, Coach. Winning one-on-one battles and foot races seemed to be a big factor in the time of possession they had. If you could just comment on that briefly.
Yeah, I was happy with that, other than maybe about 8 to 10 minutes in the second period. I think Holy Cross got some wind in their sails, maybe from the 5-minute mark till 12, 13 minutes into the second period, and popped a handful of shots on net. And I think we maybe just got a little soft in that area you mentioned of winning battles, but probably for the other 40, 45 minutes, we did a pretty good job there. I think where we had an advantage is in our pace. We might be a little more dynamic coming through the neutral zone, but give their goaltenders credit, give them credit. They competed, and we forget sometimes it was 0-0. I think 5 minutes into the third period. So they did a nice job. Had a power play to start the period, but you've got to win those battles. What I liked is structurally, I think, at our forecheck, which is different than years past, the neutral zone, and even in the D zone, we had pretty good attention to detail. I don't think this team is going to all of a sudden look up and we're going to see a Bach or a Leslie, or those type of people that are the individuals. It's got to be as a team. And I'm counting on a lot of people being part of that team. The kids that are on the ice, the kids that maybe are reserves, even on given days this year, there's going to be the odd person out, but when they're on that bench, they've got to contribute, and hopefully everybody's fighting every day, pushing each other and making us better.
Hey, Coach, would you mind commenting a little bit about Kate Stewart or just your goaltenders in general, where Kate Stewart was or what you're kind of expecting to see this season?
Yeah, Kate was somebody who, from the medical standpoint was unable to go today, but she's expected to be a big part of our team. Somebody who's, been around for 3 years, but if you look at her track record, she's put up All-American numbers. And I look at save percentage and she's at about 94%, which is the type of number the All-American kids put up. She's a big kid. She's gotten herself in great shape. And that was really after her freshman year. She redefined herself as an athlete, stamina wise, endurance wise, probably agility wise. And, the only thing that's going to face her is knowing that she's going to be the person probably an awful lot of the season and go back to back and play after maybe a down period or a down game, has to rebound. And I'm super confident that she's going to do that, but that'll be the only difference from before, because in each of her 3 years when she's been called upon, and if you look at it, it's not like she's played against the lower part of the league. She's got games against BC and games up at UNH and, at home, on the road, and always seems to have responded. So we're excited for her, but I was super excited today, for Nicole and for Callie, who played really well, made some big saves. And again, they're as big a part of the team as anybody else. One of the real unsung heroes over the years probably is Nicole McQuiggan, because she's such a team presence, locker room presence, just one of those people who brings great pride to what she does, but brings great pride to our program and to Boston University.
Hi, Coach. So obviously the pandemic has really impacted the in-person fan experience. So how did it feel for you and I guess the rest of the team to have fans back cheering in the stadium again?
Super exciting. If there was one void, it was probably that band that we love, on the other side of the rink. But I'm pretty sure they're gonna surface probably as soon as next weekend. But it really is nice to have a little bit of energy, people in there. Because these kids, they'd love to play in front of, 3,800 people in Brown Arena. But if it's 380, they're more than excited. And, they feel the energy and they know the energy. And even just immediate families, it's great for them to be able to come and watch. There's nothing like being at the rink when you can be. There's only so many stream Zooms that you want to watch.
And Coach, could you also just speak to the physicality of this game? There seemed to be a new aggressiveness and toughness to your group. And was that a goal and something you want to carry out through the season, and how it just affected the game? Because Holy Cross obviously played a very physical game too this afternoon.
Yeah, I don't think anybody that plays the game is shying away from a little contact. There's always the age-old discussion about checking or no checking, and by no means do I want that in there. But I think all the kids and probably officials and coaches, they want to make sure that what gets called is something that's egregious. If you're hooking somebody or slashing somebody, let's make those calls. But if two people are going for a puck and one happens to stand up and the other falls down, that's not the time to call a penalty. Because that's just potentially a situation where it's strength winning out, or maybe even balance winning out. If somebody lowers the shoulder, if somebody flips an elbow, then yes, that's a checking intent. But a lot of times it's the toughest call for the officials. And again, as long as everybody is playing inside the rules and not being egregious, it's going to be part of the game, because they're fighting for that little black puck all too often, fighting for a little bit of space in front of the net, along the walls, and things are going to happen.